Yes, good morning, good morning. You're welcome to the program this morning. By not at the instance, I am Christian Chuku. Yes, one more. A big thank you to all those that have been with us over the years and also have subscribed to our YouTube channel. I would say welcome this morning. Today is the 18th of June 2022, and today is when Ekiti decides who their governor is going to be, who their governor is going to be. Yes, it's a rainy Saturday, and these are the days that we have the rains. Yes, these are the days that we have the rains. Mr. Highbury, thank you very much. I saw your message, Mr. Highbury. Thank you very much. You're one of my great guy. And with me, the Nation newspaper this morning. I have the Nation newspaper. I also have to look at the social media as we know that the Labour Party and also the APC has chosen their various candidates. The Labour Party, the APC has chosen their various candidates. Yes. Masari for the APC, Masari for the APC. Masari will be the running mate to Chimimbuwai. Okukwe will be the running mate to Obi. Masari, APC, Okukwe would be to Obi. Yes, Atiku has Governor Okowa, but we're hearing that the vice presidential candidates of both the Labour Party and the APC might be changed. They might be changed before the election, before the voting starts. Before the voting starts, probably they are surrogate vice presidential candidates. Yes, look at the paper this morning. You see the show of force of the Nigerian military with the police and also the Amotekun in Ekiti State. Policemen and soldiers patrolling the streets of Ekiti on the eve of the governorship election between SDP, PDP, and APC. Who would take the day? Who would take the day? Let me see our comments this morning before I start. Okay, let's look at the papers. And the Nation is with me here this morning. APC, SDP in war of words. APC, SDP in war of words as Ekiti elects governor. Police, soldiers, and Amotekun mount show of force, one electoral offenders. Yes, that's on the Nation's newspaper this morning. At the top of the paper, Southern Middle Belt leaders slam Okowa as traitor over vice presidential nomination. Clark Ohanese Afenifere insists power must rotate to South in national interests. Yes, Clark Ohanese Afenifere insists that the power must rotate to the South in national interest. Is it too late or there's still more time that the power should rotate to the South? Anger persists in Wike's camp as governor reviews next action. Anger persists in Wike's camp as governor reviews next action. Sorrow tears as Ondo buries victims of church massacre. Sorrow tears as Ondo State buries the victims of the church massacre. We have failed our people says whipping Akeredolu, the governor wept yesterday. We have failed our people says whipping Akeredolu. Olowo Ogun worshippers rain curses on terrorists. Olowo Ogun worshippers rain curses on terrorists. Why victims were not given mass burial? Why victims were not given mass burial? Mbaka apologizes for calling Peter Obi stingy man. Mbaka apologizes for calling Peter Obi stingy man. Lawan Akpabio make a list of candidates as INEC deadline expires. Yes, the row over the candidacy. Lawan Akpabio make list of candidates as INEC deadline expires. Winner of the APC primary, Machina, most legal action. Machina actually won the senatorial seat of UB North and against that of Lawan. But however, probably there has been politicking under the water as Lawan name has appeared in the candidates, the INEC list of candidates. Let's look at the reason Why victims are not given burial? Page 13 of the Nation newspaper. Page 13 of the Nation newspaper. The reason why these victims are not given uh, mass burial. Okay. Tears flowed freely in our Ondo State yesterday as victims of gunmen attack on St. Francis Catholic Church on June 5th were laid to rest. Gloom fell on the ancient town and indeed the whole of Ondo State as families, friends, and acquaintances of deceased victims of the deadly attack wept over the loss of their loved ones. Among the mourners at the Midas Resort and Hotel, venue of the burial mass, was the governor of Ondo State, Arakunrin Rotimi Akeredolu, who fought back tears as he lamented his government's failure to defend the victims of the attack. Yes. By the last count, let's start this morning. Excuse me. I'm Mr. Chigozi. He's an IPOB terrorist. Good morning, Mr. Chigozi.
Yeah, good morning. How do you mean by IPOB terrorists? You are referring to my brother as an IPOB terrorist or what?
Okay.
Yeah, good morning, SM viewers across the globe.
Yes, yes. Sorrow as Ondo buries victims of church massacre. All our Ogun worshippers rain curses on terrorists.
That is madness. You rain curses on them. So how many of the curses have been effective? Huh? That is an expression of cowardice and irresponsibility. Raining curses on who? Any man that takes life should go by his life should be taken. That is justice. Why were they? Why were on those states thrown into such a mourning state? These are supposed people who call themselves Nigerian citizens. If you ask them before even their unfortunate death, they will say they are Nigerians. And unfortunately, the Nigerian has happened to them.
Okay.
So now, are you learning lesson from what happened? That is the fundamental issue. Are the Southerners ready to learn lesson? These are people like I and you. They are victims of yesterday. And those survivors of today might end up becoming a victim of tomorrow. So what do we have to learn from that, from the past? That is fundamental. Christian, you are standing here today because you are a survivor. But unfortunately, I also am standing because I'm a survivor. We might become victims if we fail to learn from the horrible experience that led to the massacre of these, even children, over 40 children. Parents, mothers, and fathers were killed. And today now they say they are sorrowing, they are mourning. Mourning for what? Hundreds of thousands of innocent people have been falling victims of this orchestration, of this masterminded genocide against the Southerners. I know even the northern Christians are not safe. What are we doing? Or are we preparing for another? Are we preparing for more coffin to bury more casualties? What is the state government doing? What is the community leaders? What is the useless representative you call the lower and abysmal chambers? Being to foster further occurrence of this horrifying and barbaric killings, unwarranted killing, for crying loud, unprovoked.
How will the elections go on if we are in this state of...
These people today, they are dead, and of course, those who are left to mourn them are suffering so many degree of psychological and emotional torture, trauma. And now it's on the newspaper that they are mourning, and everybody is keeping calm. What are the plans to foster further attack? You saw, is it on Friday or Thursday night, where Amotekun intercepted one bus while two of the trucks escaped. They are planning to unleash another mayhem, maybe to attack the church by tomorrow or any other time they might find convenient for them.
Nowhere is safe.
Nowhere is safe. Then we cannot continue to live in that consciousness of nowhere is safe. If nowhere is safe, what makes it unsafe
So how do you
for I and
conduct
you?
an election in such an environment?
That is the fundamental. That is something even the gullible youths are not paying attention to. In the face of these realities, unforeseen circumstances, how do you expect election, free and fair election, to go on when the safety and the life of the supposed electorates cannot be guaranteed? Just imagine your company sending you to Ondo State to cover the scene, and you eventually you have to experience that. How will you jump the ceiling or fly through the window? That is fundamental. We have not seen an end to this dastard arts. Now, what is the proactive step every average Southerner is taking? Community down to community heads, down to the youth of the community, to ensure that their life is safe. Because it is very clear that even the government has failed to protect the supposed life and property of the citizens, maybe for reasons best known to them. They are paying lip service to that. Up till now, the perpetrators of those crimes have not been apprehended. With all the intelligence, bure, or whatever they call them.
Someone is asking, how is the NEPA situation? Are you guys still in darkness?
Who is the person?
It's Hypuri, it's over there.
Okay, it's over there. Well, is he planning to buy generator for me?
The sound of Jen.
Is he planning to buy generator for me?
The sound of
Please, I will be interested if you don't mind. I need a generator. This is not the focus. The focus is, are we going to keep quiet where humanity is being systematically and gradually annihilated? People who die today will not live again. Their destiny, their future, their aspirations, and their focus in life has been terminated. Will any compensation be paid to these families? And if at all there is any compensation, to what extent? Because it's a total failure of the government in its statutory and the constitutional responsibility obligation to protect the life and property. Then when you fail to do that, you should take responsibility of that irresponsibility, failure. But can we hold the government responsible? What you are told that Ekiti Dodo was whipping. Is it today we saw kangaroo whipping? Huh? What are you doing to forestall attack? Even the same on those states. After the onslaught, after the massacre, over 3 buses were loaded with arms, with militias that entered Odo town. And the Amotekun, I don't know what kind of Amotekun is this. You allowed two buses to escape. What is that your medicine? I thought they have medicine or what? They have tap. They have juju. Juju couldn't walk on the 2 buses. They fled. And this is a potential danger that is looming. You can never wish for that, but it is the reality. Even with their juju, the 2 escaped. And the ones they managed to catch, now they're parading them as a Big Brother Ninja show. A killer should be killed. I don't support killing. But you have no right to take the life of any woman. You see? Except the person has committed a crime that is worth to be killed. You see? And that was passed through, of course, judicial process. But any killer, any man who killed, who derived pleasure in killing, his or her life should not be spared. Because sparing his or her life will pose a potential threat to innocent citizens, to humanity. These are dastard, demonic entities who have no respect for life, for the sanctity of life. You are parading them so that we start clapping for you. What kind of madness is that? So in the light of the current realities, what should we do? Do we fold our hands while we are being systematically annihilated, gradually reducing our numerical strength from the south? This is not just only from the southwest. The east has become a killing spur. A killing spur. People are dying on daily basis, unreported. The media are not carrying that. The media are now selective. How can we get this thing done once and for all? Should everybody, of course, be carrying gun now? Because that is the only way to be safe. When the Fulani knew that now the communities are now armed, they will be afraid to approach that, to invest in communities. And unfortunately, the Nigerian government or military are now going, mopping up arms from the locals, so that they will remain defenseless and, of course, remain vulnerable at the mercy of this cruel and dastard individual. Look at what is happening. They are using train to move them down to Nigeria from Niger, from Chad, from other sub-African countries. You see them hanging on the train in their thousands, hundreds of thousands. Where are they coming? What are they coming to do at this moment? You see? They are preparing to take over Nigeria. You think that is a joke. You see, you think that your hatred for Chigozie can stop anything. You're not paying attention to the reality. They said they are coming to take over, and we have not asked questions. What happens to them in Central African Republic when they know such notion, when they come with such ulterior motive? As small as Central African Republic resisted them, then the entire southern region are more larger in population and in land space than Central African Republic. What are we doing? We are just big for nothing. The useless politicians are there, driven by their selfish and political gluttony. They're only interested to remain power, forgetting that when they are done with the locals, they will come after them. Maybe that's why Okolocha was now kneeling down, praying to Madoha to deliver him. And unfortunately, Madoha is nowhere to be found. You see? You sabotage, you betray your people at the altar of sacrifice.
Okay.
And the thing you are trying to protect never gets you. Where is Ohane? They say that they will commit suicide if the PDP and APC didn't zone it to the east. I'm still waiting to hear the news of their suicide. Why are we deceiving ourselves? Nigeria is not meant to be one. We are not designed by God to be one. Because how can you tell me that I'm one country with people that are hanging on the train? Huh? Like locusts. Moving to another destination. Maybe to procure the voter's card. Where people of my daughter's age, 6, 7 years, are having voter's card. And you said that it will be credibility in this election, supposed election. Why is that credibility? And you expect that we produce a genuine government that can chart the way forward, that can resurrect the already paralyzed and a system that is already in comatose.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay.
It's very unfortunate, and we cannot continue to live in such level of denial, deception. Otherwise, the survivors of today, of course, will become the next target tomorrow.
Okay, thank you very much.
It's very unfortunate.
Mazi.
And the way forward is to call for peaceful dissolution of this country. Because we cannot be one when some group of people are determined to annihilate us consistently and gradually.
Okay.
So if being one means living in self-destruction, it does not worth it. So that is my own position, which I have maintained. We do not split this country and to serve humanity. That is the only way. Election will not produce the results. The result is staring at us. The next victim of what today is calm. Everybody, even the Christian community that is making noise, ranting. They can and whatever. What are they saying now? Huh? That one have been forgotten. We're expecting for the next mass burial. Maybe this one will be their turn.
Thank you very much.
Because when you Woe to them that are east in Zion. That is what the Bible said. Woe to them that are east. When you are east, maybe we that are speaking out the truth in defense of humanity should be the next target. Okay. But it doesn't matter. But the reality is that whether you speak or not, one day when you become a victim of what you failed to address.
Thank you very much,
but God will have a way to defend us because justice is the highest defense. Very unfortunate.
Thank you very much, Master Chigozie. Thank you.
The only way is Biafra. Let every region control their resources and manage their human and natural resources to develop at their own pace.
Okay.
If that is not done, you can continue to vote in the next 1,000 years.
Thank you very much.
They will keep, by then they will not, of course, you will not be here. I mean, we will not be here to talk about flip TV.
Mr. Highbury, thank you very much. I saw your message, Mr. Highbury. Yes, you're a great guy. Thank you. I saw the message, Mr. Highbury. I have Mazi. No, is it Mazi? What do you call a titled person in your place?
I do not seek an earthly title.
No, what do they call a titled person in your place?
I refuse to associate myself with such things, to be quite honest with you.
Okay, yes. I want to say Lawan Akpabio, you know the story with Lawan Akpabio. They have made the list of candidates as INEC deadline expires.
Lawan and Akpabio?
Yeah, they made the list.
They didn't make any list, I don't think so.
Lawan Akpabio made the list of candidates as INEC deadline expires.
They didn't make any list. See, let me tell you, the position of INEC has been explained by the Akwa Ibom resident INEC commissioner, Mr. Ekiti.
Okay. Senate President Ahmad Lawan and former Nigeria Data Affairs Minister Godswill Akpabio are back in contention for next year's election after their party submitted their name to the Independent National Electoral Commission as its candidates for the Yobe North and Akwa Ibom North, respectively.
You are speaking in respect of what their party,
yes,
vision of their party. But what INEC is saying is that, as going by the Electoral Act of 2022, that as a political party, you don't even have the right to substitute a candidate who have been elected for during the primary. According to Mike Ekiti, he said that except he is the resident INEC commissioner in Akwa Ibom State. He said if for any reason there is a rerun, the rerun will only be conducted between and among people who contested the primary in the first place. And in this case, one, it was not inconclusive. There was no rerun. In the case of Akwa Ibom, I think one retired DIG, Ekpedon, won the primary.
Yeah.
So according to Mike Ekiti, and which the headquarters of INEC have maintained, that the electoral, I say people who want to vie for elected positions should go and study the new electoral law that forbids any political party to substitute any candidate who have emerged victorious in a primary duly conducted by a particular political party and duly monitored by INEC. So to that extent, I don't see INEC succumbing to pressure. You can recall sometimes in Zamfara State.
The party holds.
It's not about the party.
So what will happen now? Now that the party
the position of the INEC will reign supreme, because INEC as the regulator, it's just like as you have a regulatory agency. In this case, INEC is a regulatory agency. It's the end user of the Electoral Act that was signed into law by Muhammadu Buhari. So, and they have their own legal department that interprets the law. And the umpire have come out to tell you that if there is a primary and we have emerged, the only way you can substitute that person is if the person who won that primary write in writing to the party that is voluntarily withdrawing from that contest. And in that circumstance, if you're even having a rerun, it's going to be between and among people who contested the primary in the first place. And according to INEC, Akpabio never contested in that primary. So I don't know where they're having that.
With the way politics is being played in Nigeria, you're a politician before. With the way politics is being played in Nigeria, who do you think will succeed each other?
If INEC maintain their stand,
no, with the way politics.
That is, I want to take you to presidents. Look at issue of Zamfara State. I want to tell you that INEC has a level of credibility. Go to Zamfara State. When INEC told APC in Zamfara that they didn't meet the deadline, I saw that they do not have gubernatorial candidates. Little did we know that INEC will stand their ground. The case went to also to Supreme Court. INEC maintained their position that APC in Zamfara State haven't been unable to meet the deadline in submitting their gubernatorial candidates, that they don't have candidates. And that is what saw PDP taking the day, even after an APC candidate was declared winner. So what I'm saying in essence is, if INEC is on the side of the law and they stand their ground, I don't see Akpabio or Ahmed Lawal.
Remember, it is the party that submitted their name.
You are talking about the party. I'm talking about the regulatory agency and the user and the end user of the electoral act.
Who appoints their next chairman?
It's immaterial. The way it stands. Okay. The way it stands.
Okay.
INEC. Okay, take for instance. Let Mr. President fire INEC chairman today and see the crisis you cause in the polity. What I'm telling you is, even if you have the right to appoint INEC chairman, it is statutory. Yeah. Their tenure is statutory. So that it is tenure based, backed by constitution. Take for instance, after making Mr. President the president, the chief of the headsman in the judicial legislature, sorry, judiciary, swears him in. Are you telling me that the man in charge of judiciary can fire Mr. President, having been sworn in as the president? Once you swear in, he becomes the #1 citizen. You saw how Mr. President maneuvered to remove Olohan, who was heading the judiciary arm of government.
Maneuvered?
Yes. And in spite of the fact that perhaps he's the one that swear him as the president. So what I'm saying in essence is, okay, look at the ministers. Haven't been like Akpabio, Amechi, who have resigned their position to go and contest. If they want to come back to that position, they need to be renominated and screened by the Senate. So what I'm saying in essence is, most of what this is statutory, is tenure-based, backed by constitution. It is not a willy-nilly thing that the president or any other person for that matter will start choosing and picking what to do. I know in Nigeria, there's a lot of abnormality. But in this case, I don't think Akpabio and Ahmed Lawal have their ways.
South and Middle Belt leaders Slam Okowa are straight up over VP nomination.
Okay. You see, let me say this. The issue of Okowa emerging as a candidate of PDP, I mean the vice presidential candidate, I think PDP is looking at the best option. Because if you look at South-South, look at Southeast, you agree with me that in South-South, you have the Igbo-speaking part of Delta. In Delta State, just as you have 3 senatorial districts in every state, in Delta State, the biggest senatorial district, which is Delta North, which is commonly referred to as Anioma, is Igbo-speaking parts. Now, I think what the PDP is looking at is they want to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Because by the time...
No, they're not killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
I am not speaking... I'm airing my opinion. Okay. I'm not saying you should advise me on what to say.
Okay.
I'm airing my opinion.
Okay.
I say my thinking is that since Okowa is from Igbo speaking part of Delta, they want to have a situation where they will have Sasa supporting the person and Sa is supporting the person. If you look at the statement that came from Ohanese yesterday, you understand that they say this is their brother. They eulogize him because somehow it will advance because of Biafra. Somehow it will advance because of Biafra because it's a way of trying to unite all Igbo ethnicity in Nigeria. Because there is a belief that if the people in the South support their brother in the South, it will bring that unity that is needed to advance Biafra. That is on one hand. Then secondly, there are people who are disenchanted, who are disillusioned, who are disappointed by the emergence of Okowa. There's no doubt. You can see that even in the Southeast, some of the political class. That way, I think the PDP have a responsibility to look for how to manage it. Like what you just said, the Pandef and Middle Belt Forum have come out to say that is supported in Okowa because there was a resolution that none of them should accept the position of deputy or vice president rather. Having resolved in Delta State, in Enugu and in Lagos, that they will always accept presidency. So to that extent, it depends on how PDP, Okawa, and Atiku is able to assuage them, is able to placate them, is able to manage the situation because, like they have said, it may come with consequence. I've equally seen people from River State, supporters of Wike, who are saying that this decision will come with consequence. So it depends on how PDP, Okawa, and Atiku is able to manage the situation. Just the same way you see what is happening in APC. You understand that the reason APC is finding it difficult to make that position known.
They chose Masari.
They say he is a surrogate, meaning he's there in the interim, that is subject to be replaced, going by the Electoral Act, that they have a window of 1 month, which they can substitute. It tells you that they are trying to get a candidate that will be acceptable to all. Don't forget that before now, there's issue of a speculation that they want to take Muslim tickets. Quick, personally, I jump force with CAN to reject it by our standard. Because whether I like it or not, if you look at the political landscape of Nigeria currently, you agree with me that PDP, APC, they are parties to beat in this contest. So if you look at the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, as fraudulent as it is, they tell you that Christian is not mentioned once. And Muslim is mentioned about 28 times. And if you see a party that is want to fly Muslim ticket as a Christian, I vehemently oppose it. And I stand with the position of CAN to reject it by our standard. Because Nigeria is a secular state. I'm not saying a Muslim should not rule. I'm not saying a Christian should not rule. But should not have a Muslim ticket. I could understand in the case of Abiola and Kijibe. That was the only opportunity, that was the only alternative to military rule. Because Nigerians were tired of military junta. Nigerians were tired of that tyrannical system of governance. That is why when the opportunity presented itself as an alternative of that Kijibe and Abiola, Nigeria were not mindful whether it was a Muslim ticket.
Let's look at
they followed it. Then again, sorry, I'm coming.
Okay.
If you look at APC the way it is, you agree with me that people who are clamoring for Muslim ticket is because of their pecuniary interests, personal aggrandizement, because it is political class, not the Muslim community that is saying it. It is the political class, the political gladiators, the governors, the likes of Ganduje, the likes of Erufai, the likes of I can understand Ojis Okalu is still drumming echoing it. It is still because of pecuniary interest. So for me, it is the highest level of insensitivity and it should be jettisoned.
Well, let's look at Peter Obi and Okupe. Is that a very good
I don't think Peter Obi will finally settle for Okupe because it will not balance the issue. Because you cannot say you have a Southeasterner as a presidential candidate, a Southwesterner as a vice presidential candidate. It will not fly. Perhaps because they still want to explore that window of opportunity within which to replace our running mate. Because maybe he's still consulting, looking for the best option. But for me, if you allow Okupe to run with him, it will not fly. Going by the nature of Nigerian political landscape and Nigerian politics, it will not fly.
Okay, let's look. I'm back. Apologizing for calling Peter Obi stingy man.
You see, honestly speaking, I find it difficult to dive into issues like this. But the truth is, I've read about his apology, but it worries one the way men of God speak about politics. To be quite honest with you, if I am privileged to serve on the altar of God, if I'm serving on the altar of God, I will not speak in that manner. Because I would have seen it as a speculation, as a rumor, or maybe he was quoted out of contest, if not that he have come to apologize. It shows that he went beyond his belief as a man of God. But since he have apologized, the Bible recognizes apology, recognizes seeking for forgiveness. He have done that. So I encourage P2B to forgive him and let Allah the Stephen Dog.
What are your speculations on today's election in Ekiti State?
To be quite honest with you, if you look at the SDP, the PDP, the APC, I think it's going to be a serious battle between the three of them. But it's difficult to actually determine who wins. But if you look at the influence of APC in the southwestern part of the country, you agree with me that a party to beat. But if you look at the candidate of SDP, Shagoni, he's a man who has been in the system. He was governor one time, though he didn't finish his tenure before he was removed from office. So he's equally a man to beat in that election. But generally speaking, the APC, the SDP, and PDP, they are going to slug it out in that election.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
I'm Mr. David. How are you?
Good morning to you, Mr. President. Very wonderful morning to you and to viewers all over here in Nigeria and abroad.
Okay.
Happy weekend to you.
Yes, Lawan Akpabio make list of candidates as INEC deadline expires. What about the DIG and Machina?
So do Nigeria, like you all know, Nigeria is a very lawless country. Just like every Nigerian knows, because you cannot expect someone like not participate in the primary now. Why would you give them tickets? That same thing happened in Zamfara State, where INEC declared all the APC aspirants not. But probably Akpabio and Lawan is using that veto power just influence these other guys that are still the tickets, so that their name can be on the list. Actually, INEC is not supposed to even recognize them because they did not participate in the primary. So how can people that don't participate now send their name? So it shows now the senator from Imo State has said he's going to court to seek. Yes. So that's what happened, because he said he has vowed not to stop them. This is pure injustice, and then that is how the system. If you don't put an end to this faulty foundation, this system, such thing will not stop. Because if I could remember, 1919. Saraki did the same thing, and Saraki started the. So now, same thing is now playing out again. Why would you want to use one bed and kill? You went to presidential, you were aspiring to become president. There, you came back. Now someone has.
Sorry. Let's continue.
You can see they are put the better class and are fighting among themselves. Now none of them is coming out to tell Nigerians how to make our lives better. None of them is telling Nigerians once okay, Akpabio has been a senator. What did he do for CP? Ahmed has been a senator for 8 years. What did he do? Nothing. No consultancy project. Ahmed Lawan has been senator for 23 years now. Since 1999. Since 1999.
23 years.
Yes. Ahmed Lawan. Still nothing has been done. He has done for one day in his constituency. There's no light. Go to Yobe North. There's no light. No good roads there. No schools for 23 years. Is it family right? It's not the family right. Now he still want to retain that that seat again. That seat is not meant for Ahmed Lawan alone. Let other Nigerians who have the interest of the constituency, let them also fight and then contest there. So that seat is not for Ahmed Lawan. I want to believe INEC also has an agent that monitor the election. INEC has, because
who will win now? Is it the APC that submitted the names of Ahmed Lawan?
Why would APC in the first place submit Ahmed Lawan? Ahmed Lawan did not partake in the primary. He contested for the office of president and he lost. So how come? So why would APC be so foolish to give it to Ahmed Lawan? This is see. Nigerian politics is, to me, is not shambles, because see, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Someone that not contest election is being given tickets, and someone that contested and won, the tickets has to be chipped for him, because these are political gladiators and then big weight in the parties. I see it as for the fact that this aspirant is not well known in the party. That is the only why the party think they can deprive them of their life. But one thing is, they should not relent. Let them seek the dress, because surely they will win in the court of law. It's certain. It is obvious, because you didn't contest election. No. How come party will submit to them? You don't need. See, let the man come and hire me. I will stand in for him. Yes, I'll defend him in the court, because this is pure daylight robbery. Yes, it is pure daylight robbery.
I believe the Southern and Middle Belt leaders, Islam Okowa, are straight up.
I don't want to. The Southern leaders, the Middle Belt leaders.
They are leaders now.
They are not my leaders. Nobody is my leader. Nobody is my leader. I told you, like I said, I don't have a leader. I don't have a leader. What I want to say is that none of them is saying that. How can we move Nigeria forward? They are all there for their own interest. Later now we go to Abuja, meet Buhari, collect money. We go to Abuja, meet Buhari, and collect money. Now they are speaking about what? Didn't you see that? Was it not January this year? What did Ohaneze went to Abuja to do? So I don't think Ohaneze has any thoughts to come here and start telling who should be the running mate of Atiku. Same thing with Afenifere, because these guys have connived to put Nigeria into this mess, into this crisis. Look at now, whosoever emerge, let Atiku emerge, let Obi emerge, let anybody emerge. Ohaneze will go to Abuja and beg money. Afenifere will go to Abuja and beg money. So now, these people cannot tell us what to do anymore.
Okay. I'm surprised the way people are playing politics now in the country. I'm surprised the way politics is played in Nigeria. I'm surprised. Yes, let's look at other things. Mbaka apologizes.
Mr. Christian, you should have known his stand up, Reverend Mbaka. I've told you, I said, all this man of God, men of God, they don't be man of God. Just stay in your house, serve your God. All this man of God, they also see, they're even costing more effort to show democracy. They're one of the reasons why now, as a man of God, what have you done to? As a man of God, how many persons have you employed as a corporate social responsibility? You must not depend on government alone. As religious body, you don't wait. Let me speak. Now, Kinaland has how many followers with him? How many companies are these people, this man of God set up? How much are they making? Now, Mbaka, we know, like you all know, Mbaka is an APC man. You know that. Reverend Mbaka is an APC man. You know that. He has gone to Abuja. He had fracas with Adesina. Manager said because why did not give him contracts, in which he also accepted that he paid for contracts, and Buhari did not give him contract. He had fallout with Buhari. which is Ibaka. Now he apologized. Now again coming to Peter Obi. How would you expect someone to use state
Resources.
public funds to come and direct projects in your church? Are you mad?
I know that's a question.
No, is he mad? I ask him. Yes. Is he mad? No, he's not answer. Public funds meant for people to see. I think it is high time the Catholic body need to sanction him. Let them place him where he belongs. Because this man to me is a politician. He's a politician. This is the same man that said he saw hope. Hope is coming. Hope.
Giving him 20 million.
After Buhari giving him money.
20 million. I can
Now,
remember.
Buhari use him as a bait just to tell Nigerians that this is what this is the outcome of the verdict.
Nigeria is today.
He went to meet Buhari on Friday, on Saturday. The court declared Hope Uzodinma as the governor of Imo State. It shows this man to me has lost respect in society. In society, yes. Oh, Reverend Maka does not have respect anymore. Because the kind of religious is playing. It's just money based. More money. How can you tell people to give him money? Why? Did it work for him?
Just apologize.
Apologize about what? No, this man needs to be sanctioned. This man needs to be stripped of his post because something will continue. Now, don't be surprised. He will still come to Asiwaju. I can pay for Asiwaju because Asiwaju will give him money. Don't be surprised. For you to label your kids stingy man, so it shows that if Atiku comes now and tell you now, tell Mbaka support me, he will tell the whole of this all adoration members. Oh yeah, support Atiku. Obi is that. Obi is that. Just because of what? Money. Self-centered. See, that's what I tell you. In Nigeria, there is no man of God. You are the man of God. Of yourself. Pray for yourself. For this God, because now this man of God also attribute to our problem in this country.
Many.
Because now look at from the year to year, how many churches can you count? No single
Industry.
Churches too can also
Abiding industries.
contribute to their own quota
industries.
by what building industry.
A country.
You call it social corporate responsibility. Churches can do that too.
Let them make the money.
Because
Let them employ people.
you cannot only depend on government alone. Not government alone. Churches too can also contribute to what alleviate this poverty. But
Okay, let's talk about.
But in Nigeria, no. So this one is tight, tight. Bring. Contribution. Pastors are not driving private jets. Look at we contributing money. See, we don't get clothes. In Nigeria, and they are saying Baka, all of them, go portion of them. Yes, because lockdown. What did they give to us, churches? Nothing.
No, they give you.
Which church
They were asking for tithe.
Which church gave you?
For people who know they work.
My church did not give me. My church did not give me.
Go and see your church.
Yeah, I don't know. Look at them.
Take your church to court.
So,
Which court?
Let's look at the vice presidential candidates of the PDP, APC, and Labour Party. What are their chances next year?
chances of what? Chances of what?
Of winning the election.
What is the manifesto first?
No, let's start with the vice president. When you take a look at the vice presidential candidates, who is more balanced to win the election?
Who is more balanced? For now, Obi has Doyin Okupe from the southwest, and now Asiwaju has Masari from the north, and then Atiku has someone from the south. As it stands now, I cannot say this person will win the 2023 presidential election because the game is still that we have less than 6 months to go, 8 months. So now probably every party needs. See, first I've told you, let me see our manifestos first, so we know who will win.
At the end of the day,
Muslims ticket to go APC.
I've told you now, it will not fly, Mr. Christian. I've told you. That's what I said. Now, me as a Christian, I will believe I'm not represented in the government.
or protected. Will something happen in war?
You know this now. I told you, Nigeria is still an underdeveloped nation. It will not work. If it's a developed nation, people will not see that as bad. Because even if it's a police ticket, because things are working there, but yet things are not working. You tried Christian Muslim, things isn't working. Now you want to try Muslim ticket. See, because I feel Nigeria is a secular state and then a multi-religious country. So now you cannot just wake up one day and impose Muslim as the head of the executive. Also, he was assisting as the running mate too. It should not work. It should not work. So I believe Khan has issued a statement, and which I believe none of the Christian body would also support that, except if APC want to fail. That is only when such thing will start. But my brother, my take is, irrespective of, even if I know that Muslim tickets, nothing will still change in Nigeria. Let it be about little tickets, nothing will change in Nigeria. What Nigeria needs now is what revolution. We the commoners, we the locals need to walk up and say, government, enough is enough. Forget all this presidential election. I think will come, tell us story, nothing will work. Or people will come, tell us nothing will work. My brother, I believe now is the time. If we cannot get it right now, my brother, it's very hard for us to get it right as a nation. Thank you for having me.
Mr. Rab, good morning, Mr. Rab.
Yeah, good morning, Christian. Good morning, my viewers.
Mr. Rab, let's give our brother 2 minutes. Oh, just 2 minutes.
That was what you told me yesterday. I didn't speak.
If
it is 2 minutes, 2 minutes,
2 minutes, yeah.
120 seconds. Yesterday I didn't talk.
Good morning, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Let's look at men of God getting involved in politics. Like who? Generally, we have Tunde Bakari. We have, of course, Mbaka.
Okay. To a very big extent, it does not really matter. You understand? Because everybody have to be involved to, like, you know, there are a whole lot of things that are wrong in this country. All of us know. You understand? Mbaka, as a case study, Tunde Bakare wanted to, you know, he went into politics, both from and contested. Nobody have issue with him. But Mbaka, Father Mbaka, again and again, swimming in controversy. You understand? Maybe I have to be a little bit historical. 2001, this man was in stadium. He's adoration minister or something like that, right? Criticizing the then governor, Chimaro Nnamani. He did not know that Nnamani's security, that they were there. They now started shooting guns. There was fracas, about 10 people died. Go and do your investigation. 2015, this man came out again. He criticized Jonathan, reduced Jonathan to nothing. At the time, he said that Jonathan wanted to kill him. That Buhari is the answer. Look at where Nigeria is. Look at where Nigeria is. To Hope Uzodinma, I could remember that Hope Uzodinma gave him 20 million in his adoration ministry. Before that judgment, by that time they've done their abracadabra meeting judgment. Let me just put it like that. This man now predicted that he saw God, that God gave Hope Uzodinma, a man that came forth without any, he didn't win, his APC did not win any, I think one House of Assembly member, I think one, out of the Imo State. Nothing, even his judgment, most of the result sheet that, you know, the Supreme Court used in making that decision was in the 2015 result sheet. This man came out, was telling everybody that Hope Uzodinma did this, that he saw God making Hope Uzodinma the governor of Imo State. Then we know where Imo State is. When they brought him up, of course, you know the kind of insecurity that is in Imo State, and he can never go out until this man leaves government. I assure you that. Then he has come again. He said Mbaka. You see, Christians have to be very careful. It's in Bible. Jesus predicted. Jesus said it, that many will come in his name and do great miracles. It's in Bible. Many will come in his name and do great miracles, but that you have to be very careful. And it's people like Mbaka that is talking. How can you say a man that was having the custodian of public money, you now lampoed him that maybe he didn't give you money? That's a stingy man. That stingy man cannot rule Nigeria. Look at how generous men. Look at how this country is. Generous. A man everybody acclaim. No, I'm not like campaigning for P2P. You understand? Go out to Anambra, do your own investigation and so on and so forth. A lot of people gave him credit. A whole lot of people gave him credit. Because unlike some of these governors that spend state resources without anything, he was able to manage it. He was frugal.
So you are saying he's wrong?
Who?
Baka.
He is not only wrong, he's an idiot.
No, we don't call
no. Yeah.
Don't call names. No, we don't call names.
Okay. He's wrong. So people shouldn't listen to him.
Apologize.
Which I apologize.
Just apologize.
He will still do more.
Okay.
No, it's not today.
Thank you very much, my Oga. Thank you. I have Mr. Raf.
That's why we have to talk around.
Okay.
Yeah, good morning, my viewers, my dear viewers. I thank you guys, for giving us, this wonderful opportunity every day. If you're not viewing us, I think we would have gone down since, which is why I'm appreciating all of you. Thank you, both men, women, children, like my namesake, Raf, in America, that small boy. I thank all of you. Then again, Christian, David said, before you know it, all of them are storytellers. Before you know it, Obi will win and tell us a story. It's a lie. Obi is not going to tell us a story. Had he been Obi is a storyteller, we would have known when he was a governor of Anambra State. When he was managing Fidelity Bank, although everybody knows how good Fidelity Bank is today, Obi was not telling what their customer story. The Fidelity Bank still remain there. Very, very vital. It's moving forward every day. Fidelity Bank, Obi cannot tell us story. Anyway, that opinion is credited to who? David. That Obi will tell story. To me, Rap, I always campaign. I'm not denying it. My brother that just spoke now say, I'm not campaigning for Obi. You are saying good of him. You are campaigning for him. I don't know why people are denying the obvious. Obi Kararenke. You know that Okukwe, Abi Ekukwe, has been penciled down to be Obi's, Governor Obi's running mate. Some people said, let me tell you, interim. Because that Ekukwe is a Christian. Christian doesn't all go well in our political system. So Ekukwe being a running mate to Obi is what? Just for the meanwhile. These guys are schemers. If you want to say you are a schemer, Obi will tell you that it's more of, how do I just put it? Gamer than you. Every millionaire is a racketeer now. The millionaires are bridge players. Billionaires are bridge players in Florida. That is what Florida is known for. Bridge players in Florida, USA, and Las Vegas, where they play their what? Casino. I think understand. So Obi himself is a bridge player. Only that he's being what? Very careful and is following the footsteps of maybe his father must have been a good man. Because in Igbo land, if you deviate from the normal thing, let me tell you, you are going to pay dearly for this. We what? Deal with you if you do wrong things. That is why I'm advising our politicians, be very careful. Stop rearing us as if we are cows. On the natural dailies every day, that 5 Yahoo arrested. What about government public fund embezzlers? How many of them has been arrested since? Alaji waste still money, they no go take them to crime fighter. Poor man waste still money, they go carry them go to crime fighter. What I was saying, I think understand. See, Yahoo, you are arresting them. What of you? It is an injustice against the people of this country. You don't keep on oppressing the poor. You are stealing money in the high places, arresting Yahoo. What did those boys do? What did they do? Let me tell you. Time, posterity, history must judge all of you. Y'all, you must pay the price of what you've been, perpetrating on the innocent people of this country. That 5 Yahoo boys were arrested. They tagged them Yahoo. If you carry laptop in Nigeria, laptop, I know, has been helping everybody. Anybody that is computer literate, you need it. You need a system in your house for your children. You need laptop for yourself. Any policeman, soldier in Nigeria that saw you with laptop, you're a Yahoo. No, it's true. I went to computer village with my laptop. They look me at that traffic, on the way to Tornado, they are looking me. I carry my lap because I was asking them what's wrong. you understand, or to load it for me. They were in their, what do you call it, Hilux, looking at me. I do like this, carry my laptop, my ticket. They can't do me anything. It is not, if anybody is using big phone, it's Yahoo in Nigeria. These people are busy looting, sharing our money to the tune of 80 billion Attorney General of the Federation. That case is still pending. It's hanging on his neck. Nobody has seen anything wrong with that. Only 2 billion naira. How many billion?
2.9 billion.
2.9 billion made the EFCC to enter through the zinc. From zinc, asbestos, ceiling. From there, they landed in his room. You see it? Adamu, is Adamu not his name? Attorney General. Tune of Accountant General, I know now, but his name. Look, to the tune of 80 billion. Is that not crazy? What are you going to do with that money? The money that is meant for the whole country. Let me tell you, see, everybody is talking about Okowa. Okowa is from South. He's going to pay Atuku. Let me tell you. Atuku. Let me tell you. No, that's the real pronunciation in Hausa language. Atuku. See, listen. Okowa is going to what? Be his running mate. Is that clear? Is that correct by you? You accept it? So, Christian, let me ask you a question. What was that governor's convention in June last year? What was the agenda? The one of the agenda I know there, an agenda I know there was that they made sure that presidency goes to the South. Who hosted that convention? Governor convention was the same man who, Ivan Yokowa, hosted the convention. That is, and as I saw, my dear viewers, the same person that hosted that convention is a running mate to Atiku today. Is Atiku from Southeast anyway? It's not from Southeast. Is he from Southwest? No. Is Atiku from Plateau or what do you call Benue or this Kogi? No. He's from North. Atiku is from Northeast. Okowa that hosted these governors that we are fighting for presidency, that presidency must come down to South. Okay, there is no reason ever anybody is should accept Okowa's vice presidency, being a subordinate to Atiku. That's me. It is wrong because the power, they made it clear. Those governors, southern governors, only Sanwo-Olu could not go there. Tinubu did not allow him. Sanwo-Olu said he went to, I think, Oyo State, where Gonga and these people were fighting or whatever. I don't know. But let me tell you, Okowa is wrong. He's a betrayer. As they tag him in the mid-belt. Mid-belt said no. Let me tell you, mid-belt and Kogi, Taraba, Benue, they said Okowa is a sabotage. He's sabotaging what everybody believes that belongs to the southern Nigeria. He's the host. The host governor has now deviated from the needful. Ohaneze said no. See, if they said they support, no.
Some people are saying
indirectly. Indirectly, because some of the Ohaneze said they are going to hang themselves if PDP or APC win election in Nigeria. If they failure to give it to Igbo, APC or PDP, Igbo man become how much do you read about it? That he's going to kill himself. See, let me tell you, if Okowa, to me, he has sold out. He shouldn't be there. Should allow someone else, maybe from the north, yes, to be what, or west. Because as far as we are concerned, Igbo man, Ifeanyi is from what? Delta North. Delta North is Anioma, all of them. Do you understand? Ifeanyi Okowa is an Igbo speaking Delta. Ifeanyi Okowa said with his mouth that we don't have Igbo Delta. What we have in Delta are Igbos. Yes. I didn't understand. Ifeanyi Okowa has no reason to be there. He should get away from there. It is wrong. Because everybody believed on their meeting over what? Anti-grazing. Anti-grazing, they signed it, we held them. Then again, shifting power from north to south. That was one of their agenda. And everybody held the whole southern governors. Why must Ifeanyi Okowa be a deputy again? To support that they rejected before. They kicked against it. And now Ifeanyi Okowa is part of it. It's a component, one of the components that is trying to make sure that power still remains in the north. It is anti-Igbo. It is anti-Southern Nigeria. It is anti-democracy because democracy is when you agree on something in group.
There's majority carries the vote. That says they don't win election on social media, referring to Obi supporters.
Thank you so much, so much. They don't win election on social media. They do win election when election is conducted electronically. When you are voting direct, computer is transferring it to the INEC website or portal. People are counting it directly. You are going to win election. Thank you. They don't win election on social media, but let me tell you, in every rumor, there is an atom of truth. If rumors are 1 million, let me tell you, if care is not taken, 85% are truth. Are saying the truth. Social media is needed. Social media is it. As I'm talking to you now, the world is a global village. Are you listening to me? We've learned a lot. We've achieved a lot through this medium called social. Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram. Name them. Okay, you and I are here today because of social media. Because we of course know how the Fulanis influx of Fulani militia into the southwestern Nigeria. How do we know? How do you know? How do I know? How does he know? How do we all know? Social media. How did we know that a man was burnt to stake? Barely 1 week, Deborah Samuel was burnt to stake. How did we know? Social medium. Social media. I listen to me. How do we know that Igbos are we attack in Abuja day market? How do we know that that woman was carried by an Okada man and he fell? The Okada Hausa man, they don't call woman anything. They don't call human being anything. What caused that fight? Social media told us.
Our killings.
Our killings. Social media made it so what? Easily known by everybody. Social media is good. The shooting in the church, social media show us. It was not staged. It was not edited. I listen to me. It was pure more than what? Reality. It was real. It's because of social media. Social media is doing a lot. Obi in social media is Obi I know in Agolo, the ex-governor of Anambra State. All his antecedents, social media are carrying it, showcasing it to the members of the world. There's no atom of lies that Obi was the best governor ever Anambra State has produced in history. And Obi has changed that school. There are schools in the localities. Go and visit secondary school. Go and visit my secondary school where I attended how many years ago? Are you listening to me? My laboratory then, Oga, you will say to yourself, why are these people still? No ABCD, nothing in that lab. Yes, to go and bring out specimen for all this practical agriculture or biology. We enter bush every day. We were hunting for grasshopper, hunting for toad. States that are supposed to be in place. Aquarium supposed to be there. No aquarium. I didn't understand. But to be modernize our laboratories across the states to up to what? Modern standard. It built schools, it innovated schools. I think understand you have many medical students today in Anambra State. I think understand OB system, OB Kererenke is working. Let me tell you, we are going to give him the support of our life. The whole social media are supporting him everywhere across the globe, across Nigeria, across the north. Even when you go to Zamfara today, Sokoto, Yobe, the original Hausas are waiting for Peteru Obi. They call his name Peteru. Peteru Obi is the person. Peteru Obi is what is reigning across the landmarks of northern Nigeria, northeast, north, northwest, everywhere. Peteru Obi. Everybody should support him because he is the right man now.
Are you sure he's going to win election?
Sure. I'm always an optimistic man. Pessimism will fail. Negative, no. Babu. Positive. Optimism. I'm an optimistic man. Obi is going there. Obi is going there. Obi is going. Peteru Obi.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing, man? Oh no.
Everybody market your candidate.
Yeah, everybody got to market their candidate, and everybody has different opinion, and everybody cannot sleep and put their head in one way. They have to be different. But one thing I realize is when you're saying your opinion, they will gag you.
Yeah.
Some Fulani, Southern Fulani. It's not only Fulani in the north. They are Southern Fulani. What they know is to abuse, to yab you, to what's it called? To abuse you, to do all sort of things. So how are they different to Fulani? That means they are gagging you that you don't have right to say anything. They are there among the viewers. We know them. Omori, boy, waiting with that guy named Seb. I don't
your
even.
friend, though.
The Yari Bosa or Yama Bosa, where he come from. Make it the Yama himself they go.
He's your friend.
We talk. If you like, listen. If you don't like, listen. But don't be sentimental.
Yes, as Ondo buries victims. I saw the governor cry.
Yeah, cry. He has to cry. But weep not again. Share no more tears. Right? No more tears, no more sorrow again. Akeredolu, you've tried. You know, I was saying that yesterday, and thank God, Akeredolu read my lips and he repeated it that they failed the Southwest in terms of the security. We don't condone bad things and keep supporting bad things. Even we have leaders that are not too upright, we still say some weak points of them. Nobody is saints. None of these politicians you are bringing here now, they are campaigning for is saints. We all know what happened. I'm a shareholder of a bank, belongs to one of these contestants. I'm a shareholder. I never received Fidelity. I've never received any shares. It was sent the bank, they start 12 billion, 18 billion naira stolen money to that Fidelity. It was open this thing when they started the investigation. Do you want to tell me the chairman of the bank did not know the 18 billion entered the bank? Illicit money? You see, that's why I say I'm not a blind follower. And if you people that are blind follower, you should move to the Fulani terrain. You people that are nepotic, they are blind followers.
You are trying to.
No. You do know a lot of. But when they are attacking, you keep quiet. When you keep quiet. You keep quiet. When your people come, hey, yeah, that. You keep quiet.
Don't say my people.
No. There's some sense. There was a time here when you say something here, they say you are not your right. You are not your right. You are this.
Am I the one that says?
No. When they say that, you keep quiet.
Let's. So the governor admitted that they have failed people, and
they have failed. They have failed. Yeah, they have failed. They have failed.
What should they prepare for? How should they?
What should they prepare for now? Everybody is lobbying. I prefer even presidency to come to the south because we know how to play the politics. Southwest know how to play the politics more. When you talk of the master politicians from the north, that's why the north giving the Southwest a bit of respect. You could see what happened. The Southern, we Southwest, we had pocket of votes for Tinubu, but who brought him in? They are the Awusas. They were the Awusas. Because what is there happening now is, the trend now is, the Awusas have decided that they should move, power should shift away from the Fulani. They too, they have been terrorized. The Awusas, the real Awusas we know, they are not troublesome. They have been terrorized. But when Fulani came in, you don't know difference between Awusa and Fulani again. You get what I'm saying? And that is it. So to me, if Tinubu want to come, let him come. I'm not a person that would start deforming. Somebody is sick, somebody is that, somebody. You too yourself. When can anybody tell me his father that is like a Tinubu hate? Can he go to hospital now and do his medical checkup? Whether we not find out that there's something wrong.
Okay.
I hate deformation. You want to market your.
Yeah, let's continue. Okay.
So what I'm just saying is the Awusas, they did the job. They did the job for Tinubu, right? They did the job for Lagos and for Tinubu, not the Yorubas. You get what I'm saying? And what is there now is, when you said you are campaigning is not by abusing. Campaign, you don't abuse, you lobby. You get what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, Obi may lose. Obi may lose a lot of sympathy votes for himself because of his followers. Because they are too abusive. They are too aggressive. They yab, they unsuit. Leave the other candidates. Let them promote them. Leave other people. You are just doing what you are complaining of. You gag people of his rights. If I say I want to vote Tinubu now, it's not a crime for me. If you say you want to vote Obi, it's not a crime for you. I don't have to defame Obi to promote my own candidate. You get what I'm saying? Leave, everybody has his choice to make.
Southern Middle Belt leaders slam Okuwa as traitor.
Those ones, they are just, I don't know. Should I call them propagandists? Or what name do you think is more prefer? What journalist, what media name do you think I can call them? I've told you, I don't even look at these people. All of them have been hitting and whining with all these politicians. They have no sense. By the time they come to on pages of newspaper, they go back to their claim, and you see them. The politicians are coming for them to bless their aspiration, and they will do that. They bless their pocket too. They come on paper. Look at the leader of the George South, David. What's it called? Mr. Clark. Mr. Clark was fingered in the NDDC contract issues, but we heard nothing about it again. Look at Afenifere. It was rumored that it was Tinubu that bought his house that was said. You see, you want to come clean. You want to be said. Come clean. You want, equity. Come with a clean hand. Come with a clean hand. None of them, even all these politicians, have no clean hand. They don't have any one of them. Once you have died, you've come to PDP, you've dined with PDP, you've come to APC, you've dined. So you are all equal. You are all equal. We need a new breed. Nobody that's ever even, we need somebody that's not even tasted all these parties, that have been in all these parties. We don't need a prostitute leaders that you jump from one party to another, from one party to another. We need an ideological candidates that will complain that EFCC will not have any issues, that you even steal one pen, that even govern and steal one pen from the government. Look at the current president of America. Do you know since when he has been waiting for his turn? That's why I say the blunder people are making. If you don't have structure, you cannot win election. Social media cannot win election for you. You need structures. You need structures all around, and you need to be patient in politics because it's turn by turn. The post is turn by turn. Biden was in Democrat for how many years? He was in Senate. I think he was vice to Obama one time, and when it comes to his turn, what happened? He did not win under any political party. We did not know, no political party. The two parties now that we allow to cage us down in this country are PDP, APC. And APC came through propaganda and through some lapses Jonathan created. Because then, I didn't think Jonathan was a strong president. We wouldn't have tolerated. APC wouldn't have come in. Those are the weakness we saw.
Let's look at Madam Baka apologizes for calling Peter Obi a stingy man.
If he said so, and he apologized, it's a slip of tongue to you. He has realized his mistake. Let the whole thing.
It's a slip of tongue. He said he's
some years back he said it. You see, when you know somebody with error, you can't kill him. You can't just pack him aside. That is why I'm telling you, I'll still go back to religion. I don't even, as I am now, the way it is now, I think religion is fading out from my own calendar, this thing, or my own, belief now, because you can see some Christians that are worse than the Muslim. You can see some Muslims that are worse than Christians. My mother was born in a pure core Islamic home. She died. When she died, although she got converted, my father converted her. They gave her grace, but her name, her natural name, her Muslim name, her Kudirat, right? But she got converted and she was bearing that grace. When we were to bury her, we saw Muslims with their own dressing pattern. We saw Christians in church. We sat together. We don't even. You see, religion is what is blinding us in this country. How many of our religious leaders have questioned all these leaders that come to their churches? That where do you see your money? All your money you are spending. Sorry, hope is not blood money. Hope is not blood money, right? The truth has to be told, and what we hate here is the truth. And again, I will tell you, the youth of this country are divided. Ethnic way, ethnic wise. That is why you see people from the southeast, they will tell you Obi is their man. From the southwest, they will tell you Tinubu is their man. From the north is their man, right? So, and leave everybody with his opinion. Don't gag people. Don't gag. You are in a civilized world. You are not in a kangaroo world. Don't gag people. You want somebody to be your president, then you don't need to yap or abuse the other people. What you need is to lobby them and convince them, see, not saying you are a fool, you are this, you are crazy. Is that how they win election?
Okay.
And that's what is going on in social media. I tell you, social media.
Predictions on the election today in Ekiti?
To me, I think Fayemi will carry the day.
APC.
Fayemi, APC, individual. I look at individual now. I don't look at parties. Because when you say the APC, you know, mind you, in APC, it's not all of them that are wayward. It's not all of them that are bad. You still have some intelligent people there, some technocrat people there. But since they never give them a space to, what we just need is a freedom of space to express yourself, both in parties, both among we masses, both in, that is how it is in the, can you imagine somebody contested election and somehow he won and somebody did not even buy form, which is Lawal. Lawal has been in Senate for 23 years now. Look at what happened in, that's for APC. Look at what happened in PDP. Wike had how many votes when they constitute 19 members of committee to pick up the vice president? Wike had more votes than Okowa. The chairman of PDP, Ayocha Ayu, raised with some other people, they had the majority vote. That is Wike they want. But the cabal, the caucus, with Atiku influence, they said, no, now Okowa, I want. It being told by its reliable source. These are the real things that is happening to our environment. Then about the Yahoo and the armed robbers we have in government, there's no difference. Yahoo, you should even leave those Yahoo, because when those Yahoo boys, when you born Pikin, your Pikin wake up and he still say, this is my father. What he's like doing is stealing money. Won't he fight his own way too? Who created Yahoo? They are the politicians. When a small boy that he has not, he opened the pages of newspaper. Anthony General stole 80 billion naira. This one stole 30 billion naira. That one still, and they believe it's their money. This their Commonwealth money. Somebody is stealing. Won't you find an alternative to survive too? So that's the trend now. Those leaders should be ashamed of them for arresting those boys.
Okay, thank you very much, Otumba Kunle.
Yeah, Chris, morning. Shall we pray? In Jesus' name. I really, Father God Almighty, I thank thee, I worship thee, I praise thee, I said, may they be glorified. For all our viewers that are watching us, you keep them alive, they have been seeing our faces. I said, Lord, be praised, be magnified on their behalf. I thank thee, O Lord God Almighty, on behalf of Simon Epa and his autopilot, IPOB autopilot. Lord, I thank thee, be praised. I thank thee on behalf of ESN, who are guiding us, whom use as a tool to protect us from the invaders. Lord, be praised, be magnified in Jesus' name. I thank you on behalf of Philip TV, who have made possible to provide this platform for us to speak our view and for the world to know exactly what is happening in Nigeria. Lord, be praised, be magnified. I'm going to bless Philip TV more and more in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. I thank you on behalf of Punam De Carlo. You keep him alive. No evil befell upon him. Also, he is in the dungeon of DSS. I thank you because he's still alive. You're still protecting him. Be glorified in Jesus' name. I thank you on behalf of Sunday, Ibohu, Amotekun, and the Odua Republic. Be blessed, be magnified in Jesus' name. Amen.
Southern Middle.
I am Mr. Paradeni Okokon
of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
I am Mr. Paradeni Okokon in this second Republic of Biafra, led by Mazin Nnamdi Kanu and his IPOB government of Biafra. Long live Republic of Biafra. Long live Republic of Biafra. Long live Republic of Biafra.
Okay.
Biafra win the war.
Okay, let's
Biafra win the war. In the name of Jesus Christ.
Federal
Amen.
Republic of Nigeria. Southern Middle Belt leader Slam Okowa as straight up over VP nomination. Ohaneze Afenime insists that power must rotate to the south.
Yes, if they accuse Okowa or suspect him or tell him anything about threatening or betrayal, they are right. Because Okowa is one that hosts certain governors or certain politicians to insist that power must surely come down to south. Now, south are not crying that power must surely be to eastern region or to western region, but the south are crying that power must surely be from the south. Now, Middle Belt also supported it, because if you watch, since the independence of Nigeria, Go North were the one that holding the power. Apart from 3 years of Obasanjo in 1976 to 1979, he handed over the same Go North. Buhari take over, the same corner. Babangida manage middle belt, but he does at to the tune of corner. What corner what is what he did? He's corner by spirit, but physical middle belt. Then Abacha took over, corner to Abu Salam middle belt by body, by spirit and action, corner. Obasanjo came in again. After Obasanjo, corner Yaradua. Jonathan managed by God grace came in again and become a robot there. After Jonathan, who? Connaught are not up to now. So there's and no time Connaught to enter into Nigerian politics or seat of power that Nigeria will not fall down. There must surely be anarchy. Nigeria will surely fall down. Then one man from South will come again and build it up. They will come again to embezzle it. Now, Okowa made a very big mistake by accepting that post. You understand what I'm saying? That post, it has been not only that Okowa in his state, he wants the South should have the president. Now, Okowa is an Igbo man, completely Igbo man, not half Igbo. Not my mother came from Sokoto. My father came from no. My mother came from Lokpa. No, Okowa is pure born up, bread and butter of Igbo. Then he knows that how Igbos are shouting, crying that this president will be their own. He still went and become vice president. Had there been nobody in South or Southeast accepted to be vice president of Atiku, then we could have known that the game is about to change. Have you seen it? So everybody that are blaming Okowa, they are right. According to what Okowa did, Okowa take.
Okay, let's look at Maka apologizes for calling Peter Obi a stingy man. Apology accepted by you.
Let me ask. Everybody know Mbaka, how he speaks.
Everybody.
If I know Mbaka more than them, I'm not a member, I'm not in Enugu, I'm not a member, but I have followed his word. Remember what he told Jonathan in 2015 election. He haven't told Peter Obi half of what he told Jonathan. Now, did the Catholic bishop rise up against him that time? Did the Hanes and Igbo rise up against him that time? All these youth that we are rise up against Mbaka now, do they rise up against him the time he spoke against Jonathan in the election 2015? Why do they come now banning him, castrating him? Because he have displayed his character. That's his character. He have displayed it. I know him for that. Why should these people come now fighting against him? The bishop of Enugu diocese, Catholic Enugu, I think Onoga. I think that system Onoga, that banned Mbaka. Is Onoga clean? Is he pure? Mbaka is pure more than Onoga.
How?
Is it not the same Onoga? If I'm not mistaken, is it not the same Onoga? Simon Ekpa accused having children outside. Do Catholic priests supposed to have children?
Accusation is an accusation.
Did he come out and deny? Excuse me, did he come out and deny?
For the fact that he did not come out and deny does not mean
he made it.
No, if he had taken him to court, then he would have replied it.
Even though the mother of that child came out and spoke in medium. Valentine was the name of the child. I believe. Okay. Let Onoga suspect himself first before Mbaka. Let Onoga discipline himself first before he disciplines that guy. He committed adultery. Nobody question him. A priest. Now he don't into politics. Let him mind his own business and leave Mbaka alone. I'm not a supporter of Mbaka. I don't like what Mbaka said. I'm against what Mbaka said.
Acting according to the position he is, not as the person. If someone else is in that position, he will sanction back.
If he's acting in that position, let him act first on himself. Let him go and repent and ask apology.
Sanctioning Mbaka is not in quotes wrong.
But he himself don't have right to
attacking him personally. You have a personal issue with him.
I said, as my position, as I'm a social critic, as my position, I'm not attacking him, but I'm rewarding him. I don't support any party. I don't support anybody, but do the right thing.
Let's look at what Mbaka said. How do you assess Mbaka by what he said?
I said Mbaka have been his character.
In what way? What is a good character or is a good character or bad
He's a character that he likes to speak controversial words. But you know, there was he said Jonathan is a bad luck. Jonathan is so more good luck. It's a bad luck to Nigeria. After the election, I think after the election on Monday, then after 2 months of the election, Mbaka came out again in some newspaper said how Holy Spirit reject Jonathan. Is it good for him to drag Holy Spirit into politics, Nigerian dirty politics? But that's how this one is so character. But whom I'm blaming is Onoga. Onoga have to ask for forgiveness for adultery committed before sanctioning Mbaka.
About Mbaka now, not Onoga.
I'm telling you, all of them are the same thing. No. I don't have person cover his own shit and expose another person's shit. Bible said that if you want to remove a deep in your brother's eye, first of all, remove your own.
Okay. Soros cheers as Ondo buries victim of church massacre. The governor was seen crying and the wife at the scene.
The governor wiping out the tears, doing this will not solve the problem. They have died. What I expect the governor to do, although we all are human beings. Blood is thicker than water. Nobody you kill that you don't feel the pain, unless you're not a human being. That type of death is very painful. But I am advising governor, you should wipe away the tears. As other Nigerians have wiped away the tears. But take a step that will prevent that not to happen again. Let them rise up. Let Ondo people rise up. Let Christians rise up. Let Muslims rise up in Ondo and say no to vandals. And say no to killers. And say no to blood-sucking vampires. Yes, because every day you continue crying. Every day you continue crying.
Not try his best.
You see, these are the problem we have. All the whole governors in this present dispensation, both PDP, both APC, all of them, any political party, they are fearful. Look at Anambra State. Look at what the governor is doing in Anambra State. So look at what he's doing, killing people by himself.
By himself?
By himself, putting a law, attacking people. They're lying, bringing the Nigerian army into Anambra to be killing people. Are you wondering why he can't come by himself? Eh? Do you want when he can't come by himself? Is he not the chief security of Anambra? Bringing soldiers, killing his own children. Who vote him in? How many Nigerian soldiers came and vote him in? Killing the same IPOB. He begged for nation to hold. They agree. He's killing them. Killing the same agitators who agitate him to be there. He's killing them. So almost every governors, mostly south, southeast, southwest, middle belt, almost all of them are coward. Look at when Enugu, when they kill in Enugu, Ugwai only cry. That's all. Not today. Fulani have imposed emir in some part of Enugu state today. Go and make a research. Some part of Enugu local government now, Fulani occupied, become their own home. But when they came for the first time, Hadibi did not cry. I want to look at how barbarian the man was. And we want to continue to be. He went to Enugu, he went to Asorok, crying in the presence of so-called Buhari, crying. Your fellow man. Some of you to stand up and tell him, what happened in my set? I don't like it. I'm going to take action. He's going there crying. Now, is it marry her mother? Eh? What I want the states governors to do is to take action. Let federal government come and fight you. The people will see it. The whole world will see it. They will not take action. They're pampering. Because all of them have sold their hand into evil. All of them are corrupt. If they stand on their feet, the federal government will use EFCC to pick them up. That is why they are doing like this. You understand what I'm telling you? Now, this man, Mbaka, attack Obi, showing signal that he don't support Obi to be president of Nigeria, showing signal that he's campaigning for another people. Yes, I understand his statement, but let me tell you, Peter Obi, I'm still saying it, Peter Obi or Ngige, we never sit in that Aso Rock. Peter Obi or Tulumbu, I don't see any Southern man going to that Aso Rock. Why? Because Fulani know how to play the politics.
By all means, Fulani will rig the election. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not against them, but I don't see a certain man, whether Mbaka or Tulumbu, going to Asu Rock, because this structure Fulani have set in Nigeria, they never allow anybody to destroy that structure for them. They never allow anybody.
Okay, thank you very much.
Even now, they are loading people from Niger coming to register to vote against anybody. Eh? That's what I'm saying.
Just be careful so that DSS will not.
I said, what is there for me? Before they go hold me, I don't die already.
That's DSS.
Before the DSS go hold me like this, I don't die. What is there for me? What are they looking for me? What did I get? Who will come and bail me? Only me seeing them like this, I don't die already. How can I arrest dead man? Who is dead already? How can I arrest dead man?
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I am Mr. Paradeni Okokon, the Second Republic of Biafra. Live by Mazen Namdekalo and his IPOB government of Biafra. Long live Republic of Biafra. Long live Republic of Biafra. Long live IPOB. Long live Simon Eta and his IPOB autopilot. Long live Mazen Namdekalo. God to save Namdekalo. You come out there peacefully and lead us into the land of Biafra. Omo Biafra. Onara Hakwanora. Onye ndị Yoruba bụ na-eche ndenche mgbe niile ka Chineke na-agba ya ume ka march back forward into our own promised land. Biafra.
Thank you very much.
Biafra win the war. Biafra.
Oluwa.
The citizen is a home again. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, my website, East Coast and East Colorado. Thank you for everything that you have been doing for us. And thank you for watching us and hearing our voice. Because we are the citizens of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But now we are not happy. Nigeria has money. Can you see the motherfucking tension that happened there now? See, the governor is crying, the wife is crying. Casket is everywhere. Why? Why they kill us? We must go apart. We can't continue to live like this. See casket inside the church. See casket. See the governor is crying. The wife is crying. See they are crying. Everybody is crying. Casket is everywhere. And the president is Jane Aso Rock laughing. The Fulani are bastard. They are killing Nigeria. We have to separate. That is the answer to our problem. End of discussion. We have to dilute ourselves. The language is crying money everywhere. Casket in Odo State everywhere. They kill people that went to church to pray for God. And now the president is Aso Rock. And casket is all around Ondo State. Women are crying, children are crying, everybody's money. Why? Where's Buhari? You failed the test. Buhari, you failed the fucking test. You are not a president of Nigeria. You are a zero home. You are a zero home. We are letting Nigeria to be crying every day. We are suffering. We are hungry. They are still killing us again. I'm crying my heart. I'm crying. I saw the casket. I saw the casket, yeah. Many caskets were there. No, people die for nothing. People die for nothing. Why is Nigeria clean up? Oh God.
Okay.
I saw that casket. Tinubu, go punish you.
Yes, sir. Oluwa is emotional this morning. We remember what happened in our local government, and the governor and the wife attending the mass burial in Ondo. Sorrow and tears as Ondo buries victims of church massacre. Casket, almost 15 caskets in the church, and the state has been thrown into mourning. However, we know that the security agents have not really tried. The government has not really tried in the area of security. People are dying. That's the message this morning. But I believe that there is still hope for us to chart a new course. Whatever course is it that you want to chart, there's hope for you to chart a new course. Make any decision. We have come to the end of the program this morning. Thank you, Mr. Highbury, for your support, and also thank everyone for being part of the program. I am Christian Chiku. Till Monday, as we gather here for another edition of the program, Bystanders at the National. I say nobody cry. I say.